It's Yvette Carnell. Don't see it yet. Coming to you live. And we got something to talk about. We got something real to talk about. So I want everybody to do what they normally do. Get situated, get yourself together, get yourself some libations. If that's what you're into, get yourself something to drink. Because we're going to talk about, y'all see this picture up in the corner? We're going to talk about that. Because that was a controversy today. That was a real big controversy. I woke up with that in my inbox, with something about all of that stuff that went on today in my inbox. Now I'm going to tell you what went on. I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm going to tell you all of that. But before I get into that, I want you to like this. Make sure you hit the like button. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. We're trying to get up to 20,000. If you want to get my weekly newsletter, go to breakingbrown.com, and it's $2 a month. And you can also just donate. You can just also go to breakingbrown.com and just donate if you want to give a donation. You go to Donate Brown. Also, if you're on YouTube, hit that bell. There's a bell up top. Looks like a bell, a big ringing bell. Hit that bell so you can receive notifications when I'm on. I know some of you have said like the notification doesn't work. So we'll have to investigate why sometimes the notification doesn't work. But so somebody said my wife said your girlfriend's on. Well, that's a nice wife. I appreciate that. She's just reminding you that, you know, that I'm here talking. So it's all good. I want to thank Matthew, the intern who's here tonight. Matthew was here tonight sitting in for Ironman, who's somewhere in Washington. I don't know what people do. Ironman somewhere in Washington doing academic philosophy stuff, I suppose. So I want to thank Matthew for being here and sitting in for Ironman. Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate you. And we're finna get right to it. This clip right here that you see is of Lovey. You all know Lovey. Awesomely Lovey. Luvvie, Lovey. However you pronounce this. Because I don't know. Okay? This is the clip. This is who she is. She said, I did not know. I did not know, ladies and gentlemen, that African Americans did not. Yeah, make sure you share the video. I did not know that African Americans, you did not have a maid and have a driver like I had when I was in Nigeria. Okay, all right. So today, like I said, I get up and I got all this stuff in my inbox. What did I do? I ain't did nothing. Nobody ain't had a show since Monday. What did I do to anybody? I ain't bothering nobody. I ain't doing nothing to nobody. I ain't doing nothing to nobody. I ain't bothering nobody. Yeah, you're right. I'm about to go ham. You right about that? So somebody tells me that Luvvie, who really wants you to know that she's not African American, hit clip 2 for me when you get a chance, Matthew, that she has put up a status. That she has put up, now not this status, but this status is, you notice this word, this is something that they call African Americans. And when somebody contacted her and said, are you this? She was like, no, y'all, I'm Yoruba, blah, 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 blah. This is not who I am. But then she said, well, that's a term they use for Black Americans, but I don't use it. You just used it. You was just like, nah, Shoei, that's not who I am. I'm not no African American. That's who I am. But I'm just trying to give you the context. You know how I frame everything. I'm just trying to give you the context. I'm trying to give you the context of Lovey. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to frame this into who she is and then go talk to you about what she said. Okay? For those of you who don't know, she's a humorist. She calls herself a sorcerer. All sorts of things. It's all fine. I used to follow her and share her work. I was a fan. I was really a fan until she started going in on people for not supporting Missy Hillary. I was a fan. So you can't, I was down for you, Lovey, until you just, decided that you was better than everybody and that you, didn't have no love for African Americans. We was there together. We ain't there together no more. And it's finna get real ugly on this episode because because I've been here before, people. I can't say that y'all, anybody who feels this way is stupid because I've been so stupid with this whole solidarity thing and we all in it together. If I told you how I help people, you think I was crazy. But let me just get back to the thing. She's a humorist sorcerer. And today she decided to go rogue. And she said we're not working hard enough. That people are not working hard enough to build allies. mostly white allies. You're not doing enough. You don't want freedom like I want freedom. That's what Lovey said. Now I'm gonna put this up for you all. This is clip number 3. Matthew, put this up and see if you can make it a little bit big for me so people can read it. Because I'm gonna read it out loud. It's a bit lengthy. You know, I don't know if I got the whole thing. I think that, but I'm gonna read it to you. It's lengthy, but I want you to bear with me. This is what she said. She said, some of us, this is Lovey, some of us are fighting for freedom, while others don't want freedom. Because if we have it, then they will no longer have anything to make them the center of attention. As if you haven't been working to make yourself the center of attention for a very long time. Self-promotion is your thing. But I digress. Let me continue. Those people are the ones who wear oppression-like coats they refuse to take off. And the very act of being marginalized is what defines them. It is what gives them purpose. There are some digital activists. Who are you talking about, Luvvie, whatever. There are some digital activists who tend to profit on the pain of black and brown people. And they use that as a business model, as in everything is a battle, almost strategically. If they aren't in the middle of, I just got oppressed chaos, then they aren't in their element. When everything is a battle, what war are you trying to win? When you sit in a 24-hour cycle of outrage, it's easy to become the person who cried injustice wolf. So we cried wolf by talking about like what life is for black Americans. Just because you don't know the data don't mean black life ain't what black life is. But I'm digressing so much. I'm so sorry. Let me just say a little bit more. And here's the thing. We tend to call out white folks who are out of line. Blah, 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 blah. Folks who are trading on white liberal guilt in the oppression Olympics and surrounding themselves with peanut galleries of people who assign them geniusship purely because they're loud and black identifying. And then they send these people to fight their battles. One of these people even has fake ID numbers for her group and sends them on e-missions or had. She blocked me when I once asked her on her wall if she could stop tagging me to every post she writes, since she says she doesn't like it, like when people force trauma down her throat. Even though everything she wrote was traumatic and she tagged 50 people in it. She's talking about Dr. Stacey Patton right there, and I'll get to that in a minute. This is really horrible. I'm talking about the ones who literally ask for reparations via PayPal when a white person asks them a question. The folks who give zero grace, what does that have anything to do with grace? The ones who are quick to tell you, I've been harmed when publicly harmed people they know in real life. What? These photovists she called them, are a problem. Blah, blah, blah. These photovists are a problem. You know, you ain't gotta love my black people, but you can't say you want justice and my life is in jeopardy. It's about building bridges that can lead to real progress. What are we fighting for? And what's all this interesting caps, actions, blah, 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 blah. She just basically went in on whoever she was talking about. See, this is the first problem with this stuff she did. This madness that she did, you can go to her page right now and see it. The first problem with it is that I don't even know who you talking about. Like, if you're going to talk about somebody, if you're going to have a conversation about somebody, I need you to be full-throated about it. I need you to come out and say, I have a problem with X, Y, and Z people. Don't be a coward. Be a woman and say who you got a problem with. If you got a problem, if it was Dr. Stacey Patton, you should have said that. If you got, and I know who it was because I was on Stacey Patton's page that day. You came on there and threw all that shade. I was there. I saw it. I saw what you did. You ain't slick. You're not slick. You're not slick by a long shot. So here's the thing. You're not slick, so you did sustain. Now here's the thing. I know that's who you're talking about, but here's the thing. Stacey Patton has been in the community, doing work for people, NAACP, doing all kind of work for people who don't have enough, going around not getting money, not asking for money. Like I always ain't no speaking fee. She going around doing stuff. She got a book that's coming out soon. She didn't even get no real money for that book. She's doing this stuff for the people, right? And you chose, and this stuff is like years old. Like that post where Stacey basically blocked her, but didn't say nothing nasty about her. She blocked you because you was just having a hissy fit. You was all in your feelings. You accused her of something. You said, well, you don't like you because Stacey had went through something. She had went through something with her own family. So she said, I don't want to receive any posts right now. Don't tag me in any posts about trauma. And you came in throwing all kind of shade, talking about, well, you post all the time about trauma. I don't see why you have a problem with trauma now. You don't know what she's dealing with, but still she didn't say nothing bad about you. She just left you alone. And so now you come years later bringing that old stuff back up. Why? Well, here's the thing. I'll tell you why. And I'll tell you all the problems with this. Like I said, I know she was talking about Stacey, but I don't, Dr. Stacey Patton, who is a professor at Morton, who was in Stokely Black College, not making line. I know that's who you were going at in one part, but I don't know who you were talking about with the rest. Were you talking about Sean King? Somebody named KK? Somebody said I got the reason made my inbox because you said the whole light skin stuff. So it made my inbox. Somebody said, well, is Yvette? Is she talking about you because she brought up the whole light skin thing? Is this you? Well, that's what happens when you don't say what you mean. You're divisive. And you cause confusion in the black community when you won't say what you mean. If you got beef with somebody, make it beef about that person. I don't mince words on my page. When I got beef with you, when I have a problem with you, I let you know, I call you by your name. But see, you being real slick and sneaky with it. You being real slick and sneaky with it. You want to be able to. I wasn't talking about you. I wasn't talking about you. But we don't know who you were talking about because you were so slick with it. We don't know who you were talking about. But, that's kind of why you got dragged today. Ain't it? I mean, you have this, before I get into how you got dragged today, I want to talk about how you keep standing. You say all this stuff and you talk about Real Housewives and you blog this and you blog that. But you be standing for a lot of white women. Hit clips 4 and 5 for me, Matthew, if you can. You do a lot of standing. You do a lot of, it's funny the stuff you say. And they see how they made fun of you. See what they did to you. You made them do that to you. You made them do that to you. That's what you did. And the people been clowning you all day. And most of the time I'll be like, that's some immature stuff. Nobody should do that to nobody. That ain't right. Oh. But nobody, none of that stuff ain't right. But guess what? You did it to yourself. You did it to yourself. Somebody said Luvvie wants a way out in case she's called out. You ain't got no way out. There's no way out. There's no excuse for what you did today. There's no excuse for how you came today. I want you to understand that African Americans built you from the feet up. We built you. We let you have that platform and do all this blogging. And then you're going to come out and do that stuff you did. That wasn't right. And then you did it so freaking shady. And then you said something, the thing that really got me as a light-skinned black woman was what you said about, well, mixed people. I'm not mixed. I have 2 black parents. But this is what it means. Let me get the mic a little bit closer, y'all, while I'm talking. But this is what it means to be black in America. This is what it means to be African American. This is what it means to be African American. Both of my parents are darker than me, right? But those genes, that's those genes. But see, the thing is, you came here at 9. You came here at 9 years old, and you don't seem to get that. You don't seem to understand what it means to be African American. You made a statement in that post about, well, y'all are trying to overcompensate for not having enough melanin. Who are you? Who are you to even say that? You come from a country where everybody black. So you don't know what it means. You don't know what miscegenation means. You don't know what it means for black women who were slaves not to have control over their own bodies. You don't understand what that means. You don't understand what it means to be black in America. But you want to represent me? You want to represent black people? You want to go and be like, girl, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And you say TANMBOUT. What is this? I want to know what y'all did. This seems like, to me, like this ain't black face because you black. This is African American face. This is African American face. And this is what you do until you get put on, right? This is what you do until you get put on. All these people, and the elephant in the room is Obama. He's the same way. He's a Kenyan and white man, built by white people. Same thing. And y'all are just masks. That's what people don't understand. You are masks. You mask our failure. So because these white people are not going to give us anything, you know what they do? They take you. And they put you up on the pedestal. And they give you everything. But what they don't realize is you are my class enemy. You are my class enemy. That thing, I ain't never had no maid. I ain't never had no driver. You had that though. You were, and your class in Nigeria is what white people are to black people here. And won't nobody say it, but I'll say it. That's what it is. My class allies in Nigeria, a lot of them don't make it here because they poor. They're not you. They ain't have no driver. You come here, and it's funny when I look at things like, well, she majored in psychology. Yeah, because use who you are, who we are as African Americans. Understand that nobody's in this digital space, and you can use this to catapult yourself to white capital. You can use black people as a floor mat to get you to white capital. And people say, well, Yvette, Luvvie's trying to build bridges. No, she's not. She's not trying to build a bridge with us. She's using us as a bridge to get where she needs to go. She's using us as a bridge to white capital. She just got a show. I just saw it on her thing. That's what she's doing. You know, and I want to say, so now I want to read you Dr. Stacey Patton's response to what Lovey said. And I want you to understand how this response differentiates descendants of slaves from everybody else. Okay? I'm just going to leave this right here. This is Dr. Stacey Patton. No, I'm going to say something else too. F the high road, class, grace, and that. Strong black woman and muse and mammy's BS. And y'all know me. I don't throw stones and I hide my hands. I'm a grown A woman, unapologetic, fearless, little something. The tweet from 2 months in her flatulent rant, she claims that we sit in a 24-hour cycle of rage over the incessant racist devaluation that we face daily in this country, and that we are engaged in the oppression Olympics and don't want to get free. I guess the gift bloggers think she is smarter than James Baldwin, who astutely proclaimed to be black and conscious in America is to be in a constant state of outrage. And the privileged humorist, known better than the rest of descendants of whose ancestors survived the Middle Passage, knows better than the rest of the ancestors who survived the Middle Passage. I apologize. Centuries of slavery, another century of genocide and Jim Crow violence, and whose blood, sweat, sacrifices, and ceaseless effing agitation laid fertile ground for other immigrants of color to come here and enjoy some semblance of civil and human rights and enjoy the very rich culture that African Americans have created. You hear what she said right there? The reason you can even come here, Lovey, is because of us. That's because of the blood and sweat that African Americans put out. And you act like you don't understand who you are. You act like you don't get what that means. Play the next clip in the thing for me. You act like you don't understand what we've done. Who are you? Who are you to tell us how to behave? Like, this thing is, I would never go to Lagos in Nigeria and be like, even if I came there at 9 years old, I would never be like, well, what y'all need to do and how y'all need to act and how y'all need to be, because I don't have any ancestors buried in that dirt. I don't have any ancestors that lived through colonial and everything that happened. Like, I don't have anybody that did that. I'm not gonna tell you that. Y'all should have been checked her. Like, my problem is with us. Why you ain't checked her a long time ago? Why she running around like this being reckless and y'all ain't saying nothing? When she was going at Bernie Sanders, y'all didn't say nothing. So, you know, somebody, I wouldn't even give Luvvie the time of the day. Well, let me just tell you something. If you don't like the conversation that I'm having right now, what you can do for yourself, the virtual world is a big wide world. You can just go somewhere else. You can go, it's so many people on Facebook right now. It's so much going on Twitter right now. It's so much going on YouTube. If you don't care for the conversation that's going on, please remove yourself before you're blocked from my page. I can see you talking. So let me move on to the rest of what she said, because it is important. I'll bring home why it's important in a minute, but it is important. So let me go back to what she said. This is Dr. Stacey Patton, and responding to this nonsense when she got other stuff to do. And the privileged humorist she's talking about, Lovey, knows better than the rest of the descendants of slaves whose essence by the middle passage, okay? I am a descendant of slaves. We talk about DOS descendants of slaves all the time on this show. I am a descendant of slaves. My people have only been free for 150 years. It ain't even that long, because we had peonage until the 1940s. My adopted great-grandfather was lynched in Mississippi by the KKK. My adopted father and his people were sharecropping in Mississippi in the 1940s. My biological great-grandmother was raped by a white man and produced a mixed-race daughter, born of a crime that was never prosecuted. And she was a maid, cleaning white folks' houses and stuff. She came to the north. My biological grandfather was a numbers kingpin in Paterson, New Jersey, because he and hordes of black men couldn't get economic opportunities after escaping the indignities of the South Jim Crow regime. He was brutally murdered by two white men in 1969 because he refused to run drugs through Paterson's black community. Patterson's black community. My grandmother was murdered in a police cover-up 2 years later. My biological mother took her own life a few years later because of all this generational trauma. Now imagine telling somebody who's been through all that they need to stop trying to traffic off trauma. That's because the reason you say that is because you had a maid and a driver. That's not my life. That's not her life. That's not our lives. Don't you get that? No, you don't. So why are we supporting you? I'm not finished. Let me finish reading her post. 3 years ago, I watched two young, beautiful black women that I love die from cancer as a racist medical system treated their bodies like guinea pigs. Because black women die at higher rates from cancer even when they have good medical coverage. My activist work is centered on saving black children from brutality and death at the hands of the people that love them. What the humorist doesn't understand is that I clearly see the intersection between racism and black parenting. I understand that white supremacy is about destroying black humanity and tricking black parents into participating in the dehumanization process and calling it love. Every year I see an average of 360 black children die as a result of maltreatment. So yeah, rage is real and constant as F. I inherited my rage from the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, from the bones of those who did not survive. My rage is reincarnation manifested. My West African ancestors, who may have coincidentally come from Nigeria, flung me back into this mother to do some healing, perhaps to bring some redemption to our privileged ancestors who sold us in the first place, okay? And to help restore us all back to our essence. To be out here in these trenches, getting dirty, looking at all the bodies, fighting this shit out of Massa and Becky. In my Hansel voice, I am the effing hopes and the dreams of the slave. But yes, there is room for both of us in this fight. This is where we part. I don't know if there's room for both of us in this fight. This is where we part ways. This is where we part ways, ladies and gentlemen. I can't help you. I can't help you. I don't know if there's room for you in terms of not being an ally. I don't know. We've been we've been way too quiet when these people been talking slick about us. We've been way too quiet. And it's time to stop being quiet. You went for somebody who never went for you. And I don't want y'all to tell me. I know some of y'all going to tell me, oh my, well, Yvette, why I just hate to see these two black women fighting. I don't know. These two black women are fighting. I wish they would get together. This isn't a fight. This isn't a fight. Lovey went at Dr. Stacey Patton, and she responded. One person was attacked. You didn't have to do that. With everything that's going on in the world, you did that, and she doubled down. She didn't back up and say, maybe I missed out. She was like, she used some old Nene leaks. You grown people using gifts all the time. She used some old Nene leaks. Yes, I said it. I said what I said. Well, I said what I said too. I said what I said too. And what you gonna do? What you gonna do when you the queen of self-promotion yourself? What you gonna do? And you talking about, well, all of you people who don't have enough melanin, maybe that's your problem. My mama worked as a maid too. My daddy didn't do that much better. Okay? There's a picture of my mama at some, at a family's house with a turkey. It's a white family's house. I'm sure it's like Thanksgiving or something. She's standing next to the turkey. My mother worked on the sharecropper farm. I'm less than. I'm less than because I'm light skinned. Who do you think you are? You have no right. Somebody told you wrong. Like Martin said, somebody done told you wrong. You don't have no right to come in here and tell me who I am or tell anybody who they are. If they have a descendant of a slave as their family and you don't have one, who are you? You don't get to come in here and have that conversation. You don't get to come in here and say that. That's not your role. Do you not understand? And that's the thing. We so nice to these people. We don't tell them that's not your role. You don't get to say that. You don't get to say that. You don't get to tell me that. As a matter of fact, you don't even get to really talk to me about that. You don't have ancestors who lived through that. You don't even understand why my skin color is what it is. You don't get it. You don't understand what it is to be African American. And yet you spent this whole time when what you've been doing trying to make money off African Americans. But you want to talk about other people who are doing the wrong stuff and trying to get PayPal. What you think you've been doing? Every time somebody went to your website, what do you think you were doing? Honestly, like, people, you gotta understand, how dare you? And see, the thing is, you understand, she gets to say, like, my tribe is Yoruba or whatever. But if I say I'm African American, oh, you're being discriminatory. No, I have a tribe too, just like you do. African Americans, that's my tribe. That's your tribe. Okay? And I'm gonna tell you something. My mama was a maid, and Luvvie talked about, her people who were maids. But none of our people are as good of a mammy as you are, Lovey. You the best mammy in the world to Miss Hillary. That's what you did the whole time, trying to make everybody feel bad for supporting Bernie. And you really, I'm going to say it, you don't know enough about politics to have that conversation. You don't know enough about politics to have that conversation. And to be talking about what we don't do and what we don't know. And how we crazy and how just burning his hair. And Hillary was here. Hillary was there for us and all this stuff. You don't know about, you can just roll the next clip, Matthew. You don't know enough. You just keep them coming. You don't know enough. And y'all gave her a show. That's what I'm saying. Y'all gave her a show. This person who just kind of gave us her butt to kiss, y'all gave her a show. Y'all gave her a New York Times bestseller. That's what y'all did for her. And what she's telling you now is that she's going to pivot. What she's telling you now is that she's about to pivot away from African Americans. The same way Issa Rae told you she was about to pivot. When she said, I'm tired of talking about race. If you tired of talking about race, you should have never called yourself an awkward black girl. You should have called yourself an awkward girl in California. Oh, I'm a real weird girl in California. That's what you should have called yourself. You should have never called yourself an awkward black girl. And all of a sudden, you're in the page of Cosmopolitan talking about how you don't want to talk about black issues no more because it makes you tired. And that's what Lovey is doing, telling you, she's telegraphing and projecting to the white liberal establishment that she's about to leave. She's about to get the heck on. That's what she's telling you. She's telling them I'm about to leave. That post wasn't even for us. That post wasn't for us. That post wasn't for black people. She was talking all about white allies and you all, and then when white people speak up, you all don't, you don't give them a space and then so they don't talk anymore. And what are you talking about? Again, you don't know enough to have this conversation. You don't know, like, you should have never veered your happy ass into that lane anyway. You should have never come into that political lane. You don't know enough. I can give you a book list, but I still don't want you to talk. And so when I look at this, when I look at this in terms of who she is and what she said, I look at the fact that black women gave you a show. I look at the fact that Shonda Rhimes gave you this. And I look at the fact that you know, that she, you know, that Stacey never went at you. And what I kind of feel like is that there are a lot of black people who are black until they get a whiff of white capital. And then all of a sudden, everything switches up. If you got clip 8, put it up for me, Matthew. When you smell white capital, all of a sudden everything switches up. And so you just like, I ain't backing down. I ain't backing down at all. Every time I get criticized, it's because I said something about black people. No, it's because you said something really stupid. It's because you went at people who didn't ever go at you and never said anything about you. That's what you did. And you did this to somebody who was really going out for the people every day. You did this to somebody who like buys groceries for black people who don't have it. You did that to Dr. Stacey Patton, all because you were feeling yourself. You were feeling yourself. And now you got a show and you really feeling yourself. Somebody done put that little book of yours on New York Times bestseller and you really feeling yourself. Come on. This person does the work intellectually and you write about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Who told you that you could come for somebody like that? Who told you that that you was an intellectual heavyweight? I'm just asking. Who told you that you could come for somebody like that? You can't. You can't. And I'm here to check you because people won't check you. Ain't nobody checking you. People be like, well, you know, if she apologizes, it'll be all right. I think she should say sorry. I think that's some big. No, sometimes you just got to tell people no. This ain't your lane. Go back over there to that lane over there. When you was doing the funny stuff, go do the funny stuff. Make people laugh. That's who you are. Don't get into this lane. And we all know what it is. You was trying to get Hillary Clinton to retweet your stuff. We all know what it is. How'd you get to be? I was on your Wikipedia talking about you got to be the first African American to speak, the first black writer to speak at the African American History and Cultural Museum. How? With all these African American people we got in this country who are descendants of slaves, and you got to be the best one to speak because, dude, you conniving, and we got to start calling these conniving people out, just trying to leverage us to make money and leverage us. And start and leverage our culture to start making money and then forget about us and then call us out. In what world, boo? In what world? In what world do you think that's okay? And I mean, put up clip 9 for me, Matthew. Because I call Issa Rae out in the same thing. And what I want to try to show you is in terms of class enemies. Is that look at these, listen, she's what she calls herself African. You know, half African, half black. Now, if you're going to do that, that's fine. That's irony. He's that way. But he's an ally. He knows how to be an ally. You don't know how to be an ally. You don't know how to be an ally. You got two parents that came from one's a teacher and one's something else, one's Senegalese, and y'all live in a swanky part of Los Angeles. And then you traffic off black culture and people be like, oh, she's just like me. Issa Rae's my girl. She's my girl. But she got the show. When does an African American woman who got a daddy in jail, when she get a show? An African American woman, well, like me, who 2 factory workers, when we get a show? Nobody get a show. And I'm not even trying to be on mainstream. I'm just talking about backgrounds. I'm trying to just tell you how legacy and lineage matters. Stop telling me heritage don't matter. She grew up in the good part of LA. Okay? Lovey came here at 9 and had drivers and stuff before she came here. Okay? Stop trying to tell me but then we come from, y'all shouldn't even be competing against us. Y'all should be competing against Asians because that's your class. You shouldn't come here you shouldn't be here competing against poor African Americans with one family member who didn't come from, and that came from means. That came from good communities. You shouldn't be here competing against me. Maybe you should compete against Jewish people. So the people who get shows are the people who are half African or full African. And the people who time they get the show, they tell me how they don't have a lot in common with me. That's who get a show. What about me? What about like at least I had 2 parents. What about people who your mama strung out on crack? Because if you're African American, you live in the inner city, then your community got flooded with crack. And you might have a daddy in jail. And they floating Issa Rae, they floating Lovey, they floating Trevor Noah, they floating what's the writer's name? Adichie. They floating, and I like T.J. Cole. I like him. I like his writing, but they floating T.J. Cole. Where are my people at? And y'all are using them to cover the fact that we ain't never had no black president. Stop saying that. We ain't never had one. Obama's just here to mask the fact of black failure. He's here to mask the fact that there was never corrective action taken to produce the circumstances that would have given us a black president. That's why he's here, and that's why Issa Rae is here, and that's why Lovey is here. They're masking the fact that we never. They're masking the fact that we never got a black president. They're masking that. So if you all are watching this, I want you to share it. I want you to comment. Comment in the comment in the We might need to restart, Matthew. We might need to restart on YouTube or Facebook.
YouTube.
YouTube. We might need to restart this. So I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna bring that fire back because I ain't finished. So we might need to. If you on YouTube, just pause, share this, and we might need to just restart it for a second. All right? Okay. We still good on Facebook? We might need to. We need to restart both of them.
I didn't hear any problem.
Oh. Okay. Well. I'll wait for you to restart YouTube then. Yeah, but I just take a break. Just take a break, y'all. Get your libations together. I know I'm gonna get a drink of water right now and let y'all figure out what y'all doing. But I'm telling you, somebody said blatant disrespect, and there will be fools in line trying to defend her. That's that out of pocket stuff. But that's the problem, right? We let too many people get out of pocket. Like, how we let people get that out of pocket? You shouldn't be like somebody should have checked you a long time ago. It just blows my. How do you not get checked for this blatant disrespect of people who made a way for you to be here? How? I'm just trying to figure this out. Y'all can tell me. I mean, does anybody have an answer? I'm looking at the comments right now. You can tell me. I just want to know. What's the problem? I'm just trying to figure this out. Right? I'm just trying to figure it out. If you know something that I don't know, then I want you to tell me. I want you to tell me what you don't know. If you know something, I still see it up here. But if you know something that I don't know, I want you to tell me. Like, I'm looking at the comments right now. If you know something I don't know. Now, I ain't finished. I'm not finished. People who come up by leveraging the culture. That's what I'm talking about. And they find all the words to say the stuff that we say. That's what I'm talking about. I came here at 9. Okay, hey, you all, let me ask you a question. Is it buffering on your end? I'm just trying to do a check. If is it buffering for y'all, or is the audio buffering, or is the audio coming through good? Just give me a quick shout and give me a quick answer so I'll know if the audio is coming through like it should. Is the audio coming through good, people? Is the audio and video coming through good? Because I'm getting a message that is not necessarily coming through that good. So I'm trying to get to the bottom of that before I continue my somebody said good audio. But then somebody said the sound is choppy. I don't know which it is. Is the sound choppy or it ain't? Somebody said audio is fine. No interruption for me. But this is on Facebook I'm looking at. You seen something different on YouTube?
It just said the pop's a little static. Maybe just move the mic closer.
Okay, let me see if I can move the mic closer and see if y'all can understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. Somebody said good audio. So what's on Facebook is good. Is YouTube something different?
Most of them are saying it's fine.
Okay, well if it's fine, let's keep it popping.
Let's keep it going.
Let's keep it popping. If it's fine, let's keep it popping. Let's keep it moving, people. Let's keep it going. Okay, somebody said yeah, it's good. Good. YouTube still looking good. I appreciate that. Listen. Y'all need to understand that what this is really about. This is really about Lovey saying to white America that she's not one of us. That's what happens. Every time it gets tight, every time somebody gets close to that money, what they do is say, listen, I'm not one of them. I don't know what you was thinking, white people. I'm different. I'm real different. I'm not African American. I'm not gonna cause no problems. I'm not gonna cause no chaos. I'm not gonna cause none of that. I'm different. But if you're not one of us, then why should we support you? Here's my question. Why should I support your show? If you're not one of us and you going in on us, why should I support your show? I'm just going to tell you up front that I'm not. I have no intention of supporting your show. I've only watched a couple episodes of Issa Rae, and I didn't like you and what I saw. I didn't think you were all that funny. You were just weird. You were just really weird. You were weird in a way that like it's not like anybody I've ever known. Not like you were weird in a way that like none of it. I don't want to watch it, and I'm not going to support you. And I'm just going to put it out there. Let the feminists who you're standing for, why don't you let them support you? Let them hook you up. I mean, if that's what you want, let them hook you up. I ain't gotta hook you up. I don't owe you nothing. I don't owe you a goddamn thing. I don't owe you anything. I don't owe you anything. And so why don't you get your own stuff too? Why you always acting like us? That's not who you are. I've been taken advantage of by a lot of people. I tell everybody all the time I was stupid a long time ago. But I know that when you get around your Yoruba crew, that ain't how you act. What you doing that for? That's why you told them that you weren't us. That's why you did it. And that's why you all about Hillary. You're my class enemy. You're not my friend. You're not my girl. You're not my home girl. That's just what it is. And this is what, it's funny. Like, people talk about, well, Yvette, what about solidarity? What about solidarity, Yvette? We have to have solidarity. What? Is this what solidarity looks like? Is this what solidarity looks like? Will you just go in on me off some BS? Have you done half the stuff Dr. Stacey Patton has done in terms of helping black people, but you got something to say? You got your little card though. You got your little pass. And then like you're ruining our politics. Like go to the next one when you can't match. Just keep rolling through. You're ruining our politics with all this stuff you keep saying. You're just ruining our politics. Black politics is getting neutered because people like you, because people like you talk about, well, Hillary was the best candidate ever, and we just didn't come out. No, she had the highest negatives of any candidate in history, in modern history. What are you talking about? How do you not know that? The reason people came out for Bernie was because he was further to the left. Even his healthcare plan was far more expansive than what she was talking about. He was saying the stuff that people wanted to hear. She's not the best candidate in history. How can you be so daft? How can you know so little? Oh. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. Like, honestly, I just don't understand how we got here. Ready for this, what's happening? I don't understand how we got here. I don't understand how you all don't see that this is a problem. I don't understand how you let her just run roughshod for so long. Like, you could never go to all these, you could never go to other countries and say the stuff that people say about us. And y'all let it go. Like, part of the problem is her, but part of the problem, I'm reading the comments now, part of the problem is us. Somebody said, how do you lose to Trump? Yeah. And then Lovey's like, well, she's out there taking naps. What y'all saying what she is? She's taking naps. I don't care what she doing. I don't care. But I know you want to be into that white feminist crowd. I know that's your end game. You ain't fooling nobody though, boo. You ain't fooling nobody. Who you think you playing with? The only reason I didn't know this before because I stopped paying attention. That's what I get. That's what I get for stopping paying attention. That's what I get. That's what I get all the time. Just stop paying attention. You don't care if she called us a super predator because she wasn't talking about you, was she? You don't know nobody like that. Nobody in your family went to jail. So you don't know. You don't care. You don't care. But we done gave you a TV show. And we done gave you a #1 book. And we done did all this stuff for you. And you don't care? None of y'all care. Y'all don't have no problem being in mass. That was a great, we're gonna go to the calls in a second. But that was a great article about the number of affirmative action slots that were going to Africans. And you know, I done hooked up so many Africans in my life, and then you realize y'all don't care. I mean, some of y'all do. I have a couple of really good people on my page who are good allies, good African allies. Just like I have at least 2 Latinos on my page who are really good allies. But too many of y'all don't care. Y'all just want to come here. It's kind of like, you know, I didn't bring the clip, but I need to bring the clip. There's a guy who's talking about, there was an Essence article talking about he's gonna be the next Uber. And everybody gets excited. Oh, he's a black man gonna be the next Uber. Dude's from Tanzania. He ain't trying to do that. He's trying to open up something like Uber in the third world. He ain't trying to do nothing for African Americans. What are you talking about? Why don't you cover the fact, Essence, that he's Tanzanian? And he ain't really trying to do nothing here. And I went to his Twitter. He got like 4,000. He got like 4,000 likes. I got 18,000 subscribers on YouTube. He gonna be the next Uber. How? And why are you celebrating it? He's using this for marketing purposes. And that's the thing. That's the thing. Put up those 2 Oprah pics. I'm gonna start using Oprah as my kind of thing. Let me see if I can find. I'm gonna start using Oprah as my litmus test. If Oprah likes you, then you ain't nothing. Then I'm gonna start using that as my litmus test. The people that Oprah, because listen, if you haven't read that Oprah book that I recommended to you, what's the name of the book, Lord? I don't know the name of the book. But if you have not found that book, I need you to find what is it, like the neoliberal something? Oh my God, I mentioned it when I first started the show. You got to find that book. If you have not found that book, you got to find that book. Because I want you to know that she don't co-sign nobody who ain't milquetoast and ain't about nothing. If you about something, Oprah's not gonna co-sign you. You think Oprah gonna put her name on me? She ain't gonna do that. She's not gonna do that at all. You ready? She's not gonna do that at all. She's not gonna co-sign me. She only gonna co-sign people who are milquetoast. She's like the milquetoast woman. If you ain't about nothing, here come Oprah. Well, you can, okay. It's all right. I like you. Yeah, because you're not a threat to anybody or anything. You're not a threat. You remember what Irony said the other week about the furniture in the room? You remember what he said about the furniture in the room and like the way to set up? Don't nobody want you to move the furniture. Everything's fine if you don't move the furniture in the room, and that's kind of like how the majority wants us to be. Don't move the furniture. Hey, come in, make yourself at home, but don't move the furniture. That's this. That's what Oprah is, and the only people that she co-signs are people who are not gonna move the furniture. She don't co-sign people who are going to raise the ruckus. She don't co-sign people who are going to be like, hey, what about black people? That's why they want these people. And they don't want, that's when Trevor Noah and other people, they don't want somebody who's going to say, hey, you have shorted black people forever. And y'all are standing, like when you look at what Lovey said, she's standing, she's talking about be nice to the white people. And those are people who stole everything from us. You come over here because of what we did for you. And you stand up for the people who stole everything. You are not an ally. Please remove yourself from the room. You are not an ally, and I am not watching any show that you are in or producing. You are not an ally. And we got to understand what it means to be an ally. You got to stand for me. When you on the field and you an ally, you got to wear my jersey. You can't be on the field talking about the other team and how the other team is all right and how you like the other team. If you on my team, wear my jersey. If you don't wear my jersey, you're not on my team. And if you're not my friend, then what are you? You my enemy. So hold on one second. You got it, Matthew? You got to get the phone ready because I'm about out. But yeah, you don't seem to get it. You don't seem to get it. Oh, hold on one second for me. I don't know how none of this goes. So, but no, I don't think people understand it. Like, if you're not my ally, then you they ally. And if you they ally, you're not my friend. You can't call yourself my friend. You can't say, well, I'm just trying to get them here. You don't know enough for that. Nobody asked you to do that. Nobody asked you to be that person. The best they did, and I don't even think they should have did that, but they let you make them laugh. I don't even think they should have did that. I don't even think they should have did that. You know, it's funny that, you know, Sandy Darity, Duke professor, you know, Antonio Moore, Tone Talks, go subscribe to him. But he said something in that interview with Antonio. He said something very important. He said African Americans, you know, and he said in admissions offices, that he talked to admissions officers, and they said that they like to choose Africans over African Americans because they're more docile. They don't have as much. They're not gonna protest for equality. They're not gonna do anything. They're gonna come and get their stuff. They're gonna come and get their degree and they're gonna leave. That's what Sandy Darity said. This is a Duke University professor. That's what he said. And I talked to other professors who told me the same thing. You are here giving these people cover. You are here giving these people cover who have given us hell for a long time. And you're giving them cover. That's a problem. That doesn't make you an ally. That's not solidarity. And somebody should have been called you out on that. Somebody should have been called you out on that. How do you not get called out on who you are? How do you not get called out for being a turncoat? How do you not get called out for being a traitor? We be too nice to these people. Y'all don't understand. We too nice to these people. They come in here and start talking to us like they crazy. We be like, well, maybe she got a point. No, she ain't got no point. Get rid of your TV show. I ain't supporting it. Why should we support it? For what? And when the little girl from Chicago gonna get a TV show? When the little girl who lived the African American experience her whole life, not 9 years and not got family back in Lagos and everywhere, when did she get a shot? She's not gonna get a shot because they're gonna use you as cover. She never gonna get a shot. She never gonna get a shot. Because you know why? If she get a shot, she might protest. If she get a shot, she might talk about the plight of African Americans. We know you ain't gonna do that. We know you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. You don't care. You don't care. This has all been part of your plan. I saw a Facebook post when you was talking about, I always plan to have my name on blah, 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 blah. Yeah, well, planned, executed. Planned, executed. Planned, executed. So, are we ready to go to the calls yet, Matthew?
Let's try and see what happens.
We're gonna try the calls. And let's see what happens. Y'all let me know on your end. Matthew over there sweating.
Yeah, things did not plan as I work tonight. Okay. I think I dropped the host. Yeah. Okay.
He dropped the host or something. I don't know any of these technological terms, everybody. I don't know. Let me see what some of y'all said. Ooh, somebody's telling stories. Like dry humor and a few of her cohorts chimed in. Do I think black people? Ooh. Ooh. I don't know why y'all gave her a show. I don't know why. Like I don't know why. Like it used to not be obvious to me. Like I helped like when people used to tell me that stuff, like when they were African and like automatically, like I would be like their ally, and it's like no, allyship has to be negotiated. Like there are terms to this, right? There are terms to you being an ally. It's not something that just happens. It's terms to it. It's not something that you just be like, well, you black, and you see everything through melanin. And so you black like me, so no, I gotta negotiate the terms. What are you doing for me? What are your plans? What you gonna say? I gotta negotiate all of that. People come, well, and I used to believe that too. That's why I'm not upset at y'all, because I used to believe that too. If you brown, you an ally. I'm down for you. I done so much stuff and I feel so crazy. For what? For people who wouldn't lift a finger to help me? Come on, man. Come on. Give me a break. Give me a break. What are you doing? What are we doing? And see, the difference is, like that tweet I showed you earlier, where she was like, oh, I'm not a Kata, or whatever they call African Americans. She understands who her tribe is. Whether it's Yoruba or the other one. I can't remember all of them. I want my Nigerians to chime in, because I don't know all of them. But she understands. We don't know who our tribe is. And I'm here to tell you, your tribe is other African Americans. That's your tribe. Your tribe is not everybody under the sun who is brown skinned or who got nappy hair. That's not your tribe. How do you not know your tribe? Your tribe is descendants of slaves. That's your tribe. That's my tribe. You don't know your tribe. So everybody gets to move. Everybody gets to move in a way that takes advantage of us because we don't know our tribe. And that's our fault. That ain't nobody's fault but our fault for not knowing who our people are.
Yes, you're on. Hold on just a second. We're good.
Okay, we good. We about to take some calls, y'all. We about to take some calls, but
You're on.
hold on, caller. You can't put him in there?
Just, because when we put it in.
Hold on. I can't hear him on the microphone.
When we put it in, I think it cuts off.
Hold on for a second for me, caller. We having some technical difficulties. Maybe can you try to use mine? Well, I'm gonna listen to you, but nobody else can hear you. So just tell me what you. So tell me what you're saying. Okay.
All right. I am sick of these niggas.
Oh!
All right. Now let me give you the 411 that you need to pass on to everybody. And Yvette, you must call me. I got a master plan. I think I might be able to get to the first late. But I cannot tell you all the phone. Okay? I cannot take it.
What you got? What you got to say real quick since they can't hear everything you're saying.
All right. First, let me give you my home phone number. 212-831-6859. Now, bottom line is this. I was a Bernie supporter. Okay? Bernie supporter is a fucking fuck. Fuck Black Lives Matter. Fuck Bernie.
Oh, watch it. Language, please. Language, ma'am. Language.
All right? Okay. Excuse my language. Anyway, the bottom line is this. We have got to get you in the White House immediately. We got to get you here. I wrote down all your notes, and I think I might be able to get here. And this is why. My little play brother, I forgot he was going to be taking the pictures of Donald Trump. So at the holiday, he sent me the picture. Okay? So I've already called Trump Towers to see if I can meet with her and talk to her about getting you, Michelle Alexander, Congresswoman Tulsi, and Cynthia McKinney to meet with her so we could meet with Trump. Now, the other thing is this. We got a whole bunch of lies about Donald Trump. As I told you, I went with Jim. Okay? I did everything I could personally for Bernie. Could not get any help to give him all the information. I spoke to a superdelegate in California. She gave me instructions on what Bernie should do. We signed petitions. We sent letters. I was at the convention the first day. All the mess that happened with Nina Turner, it was a mess. Kids crying, people crying. So the bottom line is this. is not a Republican. He's an independent. So, what needs to happen is Congresswoman Tulsi or, Cynthia McKinney need to run.
I hear you. All right. All right. I appreciate your call. I appreciate your call. I got you, caller. Y'all killing me, man. Y'all killing me with this. Oh, y'all. Oh, I got fever. What y'all doing? Oh. Let me see. Oh. Somebody, what you say, Bernard? What you say, was I? Y'all are getting me. Oh. What? Somebody, Shannon, you stupid. Get out. Child. Oh, my. Oh. We trying to get the phone together. While we're doing that, take this time, and if you can, please share the video if you're watching on Facebook, and then like it if you don't have money donate, just make sure you like it on YouTube as well. Share it, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I don't know if you all know something's going on with YouTube and they're kind of resetting or something. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of weird. We need your support on YouTube. So if you can, if you're in groups, like if you have groups that you talk to, if you share this in your groups so that people in your groups, can talk about it. And let's see how that works out. And because we need to have this conversation. So let's see. Are we ready to go to another call? Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's try another call. Hold on. Oh, is this plugged in?
Yeah, should be.
I don't see a green light.
Green light.
So just see if you can do that, people. I know it's not but this speaker right here. This speaker. I know I ask y'all this every week, but I just really want you all to, see if you can share this, see if you all can get support and we can have this conversation. You can also go to Donate Brown to donate. You can go to subscribe to Brown to subscribe to the mailing letter, but I haven't really done a lot with that. I'm just trying to collect people so that I don't need to go through anything else. I don't want to have to go through another mechanism to actually get you, to actually have contact with the people that I need to have contact with. I don't have to go through anybody else. I'd appreciate it if you all would subscribe to that, and also like I said, always the newsletter. You can just go to breakingbrown.com and you can subscribe to the newsletter. I'm just trying to figure out, Monica, shut up. Trump talk. You crazy. So, I'm just trying to, it didn't work. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I don't think, listen, y'all, we having problems with the phones tonight, so I don't think we're going to be able to take calls. We're gonna hold up to the phone. It's gonna be real grassroots, y'all. We're gonna hold up to the microphone. So let's go to the next call then. Let's go to the next call. We're gonna take a few calls.
Yeah. I don't know why, but like when I plug it in, it just like drops me from being the host. Yeah.
I don't know why this one right here. Y'all gotta stay with me. This ain't MSNBC. You sit down somewhere and hush. I don't know why this one right here won't turn on green. Won't like, I don't see the green light on this speaker or whatever. So. It is what it is. I don't know what to tell y'all. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what y'all think. I mean, what you think about Lovey? There go. Listen, look at Antonio. So we can take the calls and just hold it. And just like hold it close to for now. I mean, we got no choice, so just take another call and we can see if we can. Can y'all hear it when I hold it to the mic? When I hold it up to the microphone, can y'all hear it? I said, can y'all hear it? You heard me. Answer my question. What are y'all talking about in the chat room? If y'all can hear it when I hold it up, then I'll leave it that way. At least for now, because I want to hear what you have to say. I don't like to be the person to just talk. I don't like being the person just talking, everybody else just listen. So I want to get the people to call in. So I want to be able, if you can hear it when I hold it to the mic, then I'll just I'll just hold the phone for right now and just, somebody said, yep. Who else can somebody else say? Somebody said yes. So okay, if we can do that, Matthew, then I'll just hold it up.
Gotcha.
Okay. If we can take a I think I hung up. Did I hang up the whole thing? That's awful. I don't know what else to do. I don't know how to work this cell phone. Technical difficulties. This is what you get. This is life. This is the sitting of slave life. I bet you Lovey got a phone. I bet she got a line. Out somewhere in LA living the high life. I'm trying to tell you. Y'all don't listen. Y'all don't listen to me when I talk. I'm trying to tell you. I've been trying to tell you the descendants of slaves is our tribe for how long? How long have we been having that conversation about descendants of slaves? And I've been telling you, and y'all keep telling me that I'm xenophobic. Y'all, Yvette, I don't know why you're so I'm not anti-immigrant. I'm not anti-anything. But you got to be a good ally. And all this stuff she's been doing, that's not no good ally stuff. That's some crazy stuff. You're not my ally when you talk like that. What's wrong with you? Y'all just put up with too much stuff. Y'all just put up with too much stuff, and that's a problem. Nobody gets checked. Black people don't check nobody. Like I told this story before, but I remember I was watching some show, and there was a midget who took in pit bulls. Small person midget. Don't break my ankles. And he took in pit bulls. He was a little white man. And he took in pit bulls, and we accepted him in. Hey, caller, how you doing? I'm gonna hold you up to the mic.
Hello, how are you doing tonight, Yvette?
I'm doing good.
Good. I wanted to call. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'll find out if everybody else can hear you.
Perfect. Okay, I'll talk loud. So we keep talking about a black agenda, black politics, and I love it. I listen to the show. I'm trying to understand, as we get watered down, I try to talk about black politics. I'm in a book club where it's very diverse. And when I ask the question about black politics and a black agenda, people literally were quiet because they don't understand what that means. But I'm wondering, do you think we can really have a black politics with us so broken up, with us so watered down?
Oh. Well, thank you, caller. I'm gonna answer that. I'm gonna answer that as best I can. The answer to my question is no. I mean, and that's why I keep saying that, like, there's a lot of unlearning that has to happen before we get it together. Because we're so milquetoast. We don't know. We just be like, well, I don't know, maybe, okay. We haven't done any real work. Like, in order to have a real black politics, you gotta have real work. We ain't got no real work. We haven't done any real work. So how you have politics if you have people don't want to put in the work? You gotta put in the work to be an adult. Like, forget everything else. You gotta be an adult. That means you gotta know what's going on in terms of information. You gotta know what's going on in terms of politics, in terms of national politics. You gotta be able to read the tea leaves. You can't be giving your life to other stuff. All that stuff has to happen in terms of for us to move towards black politics. And we can have it, but black people gonna have to change. And we're gonna have, change real quick and in a hurry. We can't change slow. We can't change slowly and be like, well, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it. We can't do that. So to me, like in terms of black politics, forget about learning. A lot of unlearning has to happen before we get a black politics. This is what I believe. So I appreciate you, caller.
Next one.
Yep. Next call. We keep it hood. What it?
You're on.
Hello?
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 Hello there, can you hear me?
Speak up a little bit for me. We in rigging it tonight. This is you gotta speak up a little bit for me.
Okay, can you hear me a little better?
Can y'all hear her? Okay, talk for me. I think they can hear you. We'll see.
I do.
Okay.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so I'll just talk loudly. Hello, thank you for your work. I would like to mention a black code for us descendants of slaves specifically, and to mention reparations. as well. I would like you to elaborate more on what we could do to have a universal black code amongst us American descendants of slaves. I would like a little advice on that, as well as young college black students in the world today. Thank you for giving us a word out on, our parents kicking us out of the house at an early age and setting us up for some kind of failure. That was good, because at least I could show my parents that. And I would like to just end this here, and thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hey, I appreciate all y'all who are giving money in the live chat, but from now on, I'm gonna give money in the live chat. Do you know the live chat takes 30% of the money? I ain't got 30% to give away. Go to PayPal, breakingbrown.com. Or donate Brown. That's 30%. Who takes a third of the money? You know who? I ain't gonna say it. But I think what she said about the black code was important because it's not even a black code. Like, the first thing you have to know is who you are. Like, who are your people? Like, black people act like they people is everywhere. I got these people. I got Latinos. I got Syrians. I got people from Zimbabwe. Everybody can't be your people. Like, I don't know how to make you understand that everybody ain't your people. And everybody can't be your people. You have to have your tribe. Our tribe is descendants of American slaves. That's who our tribe is. That's who our tribe is. That's our tribe. Now, that don't mean you can't work out alliances with other people and other tribes, but that's our people. You got to first of all understand that you can't be all scattered around and not understanding who your people are. Nobody operates that way but us. If you're a descendant of a slave in this country, we're your people. We're your people. And I think you got to know that. I think you got to understand. And I think if you don't understand that, then that's a problem. I think that's a problem. If you don't understand who your people are. So when you talk about that, the first thing you got to do is know who my people. Do people are, people love to talk about, the Jewish community. They know who their tribe is. They know who their people are. You don't know who your people are. And then when you know who your people are, you talk about your people all the time. Well, I don't know why he got arrested. He should have known better, whatever. You can't do that. You got to give your people the benefit of the doubt and do the best you can with them. And I'm not saying they don't get cut off after a certain point, but come on. You got to do that. That's important. How are you?
Pretty good.
Speak up a little bit for me.
Back to the Lovey point. I want to go back to the Lovey point. And you're doing a great job without hiring me. We all understand completely. We all understand
Thank you.
what's going on here. And great job. I've been listening to the show for a long time. I haven't called in since like the first few shows, but you're doing a great job. The awesome movie conversation is the exact same conversation we were having on the movie Get Out about the English people. And as somebody who works in entertainment, I can tell you right now, like the invasion is real. I am a descendant of slaves, and I have completely been almost. I mean, I'm begging for my work now. You know what I mean? As a writer and performer, like it's rough.
Yeah.
I'm just barely getting meetings. They come to this country and immediately get meetings with the top tier agencies, which is why you see them in most of the projects that are coming out. I mean, no question about it. Jordan Peele not being able to find a Black American actor to play that role is strictly based on the fact that there are no Black American actors at that tier of agency. And it's really, I think it's a symptom of a bigger problem because my father visited Nigeria when I was a kid, and he always told me if somebody calls you a kata, it's almost a fighting word. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, don't let nobody call you a kata. So, and they might say it's slang now or whatever they say to pass it off, but it is a derogatory term. And, so they probably, the way they dismiss us when they tell us, oh, we're supposed to be in all your movies. We're supposed to be your face to America. We're supposed to write all your shows. They're basically calling us a kata right there. So,
What'd you call it? You say it's a kaka. What they call African Americans a kaka? Like she said, that what you talking about?
Kata.
Okay.
That's what she said. Yes. Yes.
I can't raise the volume. Hold on one second. The volume's up as high as it'll go. Ain't nothing else I can do. Can you speak up a little bit for me? Because we're having some technical difficulties.
Oh, okay. Is this okay? Is this okay right here?
I think so.
Yeah, I got the earpiece in. But yeah, so I mean, going into the whole Hollywood thing, Hollywood is our face to the world, and if we're being represented by somebody other than descendants of slaves, we got to think about why we're being represented by somebody other than descendants of slaves. I mean, it's very. I mean, you could come here with a African last name and get hired.
Really?
No question about it. Yeah. So, and you know, some of them are my friends, and I've been cordial, but some of them have shown me themselves. You know, like in particular, and I'll leave you with this. I had a potential to be represented by a decent manager that probably could have taken me to a more wide audience. And he said, "Oh, that's okay. I'll call so and so, who just happened to be immigrant from an African country." And I never got a response. I thought this person was a close friend. That manager took me off of the list. I called him and followed him up, and he was like, "Whatever she said about me was so bad." And then she actually helped out some other people that were from other countries.
Wow.
So
that's not no ally.
This is the same issue. It's economic. It's black actors out here that are very skilled, very trained, and starving.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. But this brother said that there are very talented black actors out there who are starving. He said he called. If you couldn't hear him, he said he was working with somebody, and they said they were gonna have somebody call in. They was gonna have like this person, whoever, call in and help him out. And that person said something bad about him. But y'all keep telling me everybody's an ally. That everybody with brown skin is an ally. That's what you keep telling me. How is this possible? How is this possible? Yep, go ahead and do it. So how is this possible? How is this a thing? How is this how is this possible? Because we don't understand what an ally is. We don't negotiate allyship. And that's the problem. We're supposed to go negotiate who we make allies with. He's telling me that he was doing his thing, and they contacted this immigrant to say, hey, we're gonna get this person to hook you up, and that person must have said something bad about him. He didn't get no hookup, he didn't get no job. But when they get on TV, yes, we're all the same. You heard what the guy from Get Out said when they interview him. Well, I don't understand. I'm the blackest guy in the room, and I'm not black enough. Nobody said you weren't black enough. People said you weren't African American. Being black and being African American are two different things. You can be Caribbean, you can be Haitian, you can be Ghanaian, you can be Nigerian, you can be, all these things. That doesn't make you African American. How do you keep saying that? I can't go to Jamaica and be like, well, I'm Jamaican. So why do you think you can come here and be just like, I'm African American? No. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. And I don't understand how you don't understand that's not how it works. I don't understand how we just be like, well, we're going to accept everybody. No. Before you accept somebody, you have the terms. Listen, this is what we're going to do. These are some things that we're working on in terms of a community. These are our community objectives. This is who we are. And you either going to co-sign to these objectives or we not going to be allies. Ain't no other way about it. Ain't no other way to do it. Ain't no other way to handle it. You got to sign on to my terms. And you know why you got to sign on to my terms? Because you're the immigrant. I'm not. If I go to Ghana, I got to sign on to your terms because I'm coming into your country. Will I come in at 5 or 35 or 45? So I got to sign on to your terms. What do you need me to be? What kind of an ally do you need me to be? I'll be that. Just let me know. That's what I say. But you want to come here and run stuff. You don't run nothing here. At least you shouldn't. You got Get Out. You got Trevor Noah. You got a DJ. You got Teju Cole. You got this person. They are the mainstream, not us. Don't you think that's intentional? Don't you think? And they're not even working for ways to hook us up. They're not even working the ways to be like, how can I bring in my African American friends and all this stuff? How can I make sure that all my people get jobs? Ain't nobody thinking about you. And Oprah co-signing all this with her goofy self. Just looking goofy as all get out. And she look unhappy as everything in that picture with Lovey. I wouldn't even posted that. She looked like she just so unhappy. She just so upset. She she don't even want to be bothered. And it's almost like when I look at it, it's like in the working class environment, we're getting replaced by Mexicans, right? And in the upper echelons, in academia, we're getting replaced by black immigrants. How is that good for us to be replaced? And these people to mask. You're not supposed to just be able to go in and find other black and brown people to mask the fact that you never did right by us. And then they'll come in and say some stuff like, yes, America's a land of opportunity. Well, goddamn, really? How? 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 You keep telling me this. You ain't even been here long enough to say that, but you come here and say it. Y'all don't think because listen, here's the thing. We are good people. Like, for the most part, I'm not saying we don't have flaws as African Americans, but we have come up out of this moral space where from King and so on, we're good people. And we try to do right by people. We don't realize that there are people out here, black or not, that aren't like that. We don't realize that there are people who have our same skin color, or darker or lighter. If you're going to be my ally, if you're going to be here with me, this is what you have to do. This is who you have to be. And if you can't be that, you can't be my ally. We're not going to have no conversation. You just can't start using black vernacular. You can't just use black vernacular. This is what I'm talking about. And this is what I said, and then you just go. That's not how it works. What kind of ally are you? And I don't care that you came here at 9. That still means that your people aren't buried here in this soil. Just like if I went to Nigeria at 9, my people aren't buried there. I don't know anything about that. I'm an immigrant. And as an immigrant, you're supposed to be deferential. You're supposed to integrate. You're supposed. There's a problem because we just try to extend ourselves all the time. Well, they black like me, and everybody got struggles. Everybody got struggles. So I don't understand. I don't understand. Everybody got struggles. So they just like me. They just like us. We all go through things, and we've all been oppressed by the white man. That's not a lens through which to understand the African American experience. Everybody being oppressed by, the capitalism. That's not a lens through which to understand who we are as African Americans and our experience here. Being African American is something distinctly different than being Ghanaian, from being Nigerian, from being Ethiopian, from being Eritrean. That's a distinctly different thing. It's not the same. You gotta stop running around acting like it's all the same. That's not how it works. What's wrong with us? That we try to believe that it's all the same. It's not. It's not the same. We're not all the same people. And again, that doesn't mean you can't be my ally. It just means that you have to negotiate that. There are rules to this thing. You got to have rules to this. Yeah, we don't have no rules. We don't have any rules. And that's part of the problem. We just be out here helping people. And then when they help, they just climb right over our back. Ta-doop, 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 ta-doop. Just climb right over. 289191, right? Yeah, 2981. 29. Yeah, but we just climb right over us. So I think we don't understand how we've been used. Even when you see the chart I showed the last time, I showed black people on the bottom and Latinos were up higher. How are you up higher than the people who've been here for 400 years? If that's not intentional. And you're not doing enough, La Raza and everybody else. I saw a report about what Jeff Sessions is going to do to restart the war on drugs. I didn't see, where my allies at? Where my allies at? Because y'all got together real quick and went to the airport for the Muslim ban. Do stuff and talk about deportation. You got to be down for everything I care about, especially and including mass incarceration. What are you doing? And then our leaders be like, well, it's just morally wrong. That's why I don't support them, because it's morally wrong. It's a lot of stuff. This is America. There's a lot of stuff going on that's morally wrong. That's not why I support or don't support. Ain't got nothing to do with that. I can't be running around supporting everything that's morally right and opposing, especially when the middle black family got $1,700. We ain't got no money. I can't be doing that. So I think that's something that we have to come to terms with. I think that's something that we I think we just cut this one. I think that's something that we have to come to terms with. Additional problems with the phone. So and there's some other stuff I wanted to add, but I didn't. How that sound, Matthew?